The opinions expressed are those of the program host and guest and are not those of WSTU. WSTU does not endorse products that may be mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU. The phone lines are open. Call in with your questions and comments at 220-9788. That's 220-WSTU. It's time for Stuart Laser Talk with your host, Dr. Tred J. Rizacker.
I'm 5'10" and 242 pounds.
I always say this is the biggest I'm ever going to be, and I said that like 20 pounds ago.
A third of Americans are obese, another third is overweight.
Obesity is the biggest threat to the health, welfare, and future of this country.
I've always been overweight.
I've got diabetes.
Sleep apnea, heart disease.
Everything's hurting now.
It's a lot easier to lose weight than it is to keep weight off.
This is probably going to be the first generation of children who are going to have a shorter life expectancy than their parents.
18% of our children right now are obese.
It's not only health, it's about survival and well-being of the United States as a nation.
You don't crave broccoli, and our generation has grown up craving a Big Mac.
I want to think that there's something better for me.
Unless we're able to control this epidemic, we're going to have an abundance of chronic disease.
All of us have to be part of the solution to reduce obesity.
The weight of the nation is out of control, but we can fix that.
If we don't now take this as a really urgent national priority, we are all going to pay a really serious price. Obesity will crush the United States in oblivion.
Good morning, Stuart, Florida. My name is Dr. Tred Rizacker, and I am a licensed doctor of chiropractic, and I want to welcome you to another edition of my Slim Body Laser Spa Health and Wellness Show. My program can be heard here on WSTU 1450 every Tuesday from 9 to 10 o'clock. I own a weight loss center called the Slim Body Laser Spa in Stuart, Florida. We're located on East Ocean Boulevard, right across the street from the Fresh Market, at the intersection of Monterey Road and East Ocean Boulevard. If you're heading out towards the beaches down East Ocean, we're on the way to the beach. Just a little bit from the big bridges that you have to cross over. My weight loss center and whole body rejuvenation center has been providing a safe, sane alternative to surgical liposuction procedures for over 10 years. We have a saying at the Slim Body Laser Spa that anyone who would still consider surgical liposuction as their first option is really stuck in the year 2004 and earlier. At the Slim Body Laser Spa in Stuart there, my low-level laser services are FDA cleared as safe, and they can actually release the stubborn fat naturally in a series of 9 sessions in 3 weeks. The inch loss results, the visible and measurable inch loss results, are the same day and do not require any sacrifice of downtime, does not involve any pain or swelling, and it can be utilized by all people from ages of 18 years old to up to 95 years old. Our average age of our client is 60 to 65 years old. We can help people lose unwanted fat and reduce waist sizes regardless of your amount of fat, regardless of your so-called slow metabolism. We specialize in those persons who have failed at weight loss before, or those persons who are eating good, exercising often, but are not able to get results in specific pesky areas like the upper arms, the muffin top, the front of the stomach, back fat, or thighs. Each case is specifically overseen by me, and I can handle many different people with all kinds of difficult situations, such as type 1 or type 2 diabetes, people with cardiovascular disease, people with breathing conditions such as COPD or asthma, people who cannot exercise due to knee and back injuries, knee replacements, partial paralysis. We have people in wheelchairs that come in, or for people who just for one reason or another just need help getting started on a better plan for weight loss, or they want to change some of their body composition. My discussion today is how my laser-assisted weight loss system is being used to help remove or melt away stubborn fat pockets, fat deposits, reducing belly fat, slimming and trimming arms, helping with back fat, bra bulges, muffin tops, double chins. You get the picture, right? You can get faster, high definition, and amazing results with body fat reduction and body sculpting by using today's modern lasers. These lasers are designed to literally melt away unwanted fat while you lie on your back and listen to music. It is really that easy. There is no pain, no discomfort, no harsh diets, and no strenuous exercise necessary. In 9 30-minute laser sessions in 3 weeks, most of our clients will lose 3 to 9 inches measured in 3 places around their belly, 1 to 3 inches in circumference in their upper arm, 2 to 5 inches in girth around the thighs with skin tightening, and we can also help to lift that rump if it's got the excess fat there. My location is at 2311 Southeast Ocean Boulevard. Our phone number is 772-223-5885. My website is Dr. Tread's SlimBodyLaserSpa.com. You can also put into the Google search Dr. Tread, Slim Body Stewart, Laser Assisted Weight Loss Stewart. Any one of those terms, you'll come up with our information online. We're also offering weight loss along with the laser process. I mean, when you hear about laser body sculpting and slimming down the outer fat and getting rid of the belly and the muffin tops, understand that without weight loss along with it, without better nutrition, the results are very limited and they're not very long lasting. So as a doctor and a provider of these services for over 10 years, we have taken it very seriously that you need to understand nutrition, wellness, weight loss, and the skills that come with that, such as calorie counting, how often to eat, what type of food should I eat, quality of calories, and what can I expect for a target goals as far as losing weight? How long should it take? What is the difference between carbohydrates, simple carbs, and empty carbs? I've heard these terms about low glycemic and high glycemic foods. They talk about the keto diet. They talk about the low carb, high protein. There's intermittent fasting. I mean, it is very confusing. I'm a weight loss professional, been doing it for 33 years, and it even confuses me. However, the things, the skills, the techniques that you need to safely lose weight, you learned hopefully in kindergarten. All the other books and programs and special diets and doctors who promote are really selling their own brand of the same truth, just in a different package, changing. But, eating, losing weight, maintaining healthy weight is really very basic. There's very basic rules involved. And what I'm going to go over here today is my basic weight loss consultation. Not about the laser at this point. The laser is a FDA cleared device that it doesn't really require that you eat less for it to operate. The only rule with laser assisted weight loss, laser assisted body sculpting is not to eat 2 hours before the laser or 2 hours after the laser. Because in that 4-hour window, you're going to release 400 to 600 calories from the stubborn fat. The laser releases these calories, and they're in the system called the interstitial space, which is not your visceral space, not where you burn the energy, and your job is to get rid of those calories within the next 2 to 4 hours. Otherwise, they get stored somewhere else because your body won't allow you to maintain those calories in free circulation. They're going to store them as fat. So the process is really very simple. You need to not eat 2 hours before you come in for the spa. You lay on your back for 30 minutes. The laser's applied to the chin, to the stomach, to the thighs, wherever you have outer subcutaneous fat buildup. And then you move into the whole body vibration area where you stand on it's a lot of fun. Don't let it scare you. It's called a whole body vibration. And you stand on it and it just moves you side to side very carefully. And you can control the intensity and the speed. But what that does is that stimulates lymphatic circulation. That helps to improve the blood flow to your organs, to your skin, to your peripheral tissues. And when the blood supply moves into the peripheral tissues, the surface, it pushes those calories into your lymphatic system. And remember, you haven't eaten for 2 hours, so your blood sugar, you're getting hungry. And you will burn those 400 to 600 calories in the next 2 hours. So they will not be restored somewhere else. And as a result of that, wherever we applied that laser, you're going to see an inch loss, measurable result of visible appearance immediately after the session. You don't have to wait for healing. There's no heat involved. There's no tissue damage involved whatsoever. It doesn't damage the tissues. And that's very different than many of the other processes out there. I've been in this market business for close to 11 years, and I've seen a lot. In fact, when we started, many of these procedures that you're so common didn't even exist. But the low-level laser, what attracted me to low-level laser was the fact that it was completely non-invasive, yet very effective. And the skill that it takes to get consistent results with people across all different types of shapes and sizes and genders and, races and all the different size people is really depends on your ability to understand nutrition, when you should eat, when you shouldn't eat, how to stimulate the circulation with whole body vibration, the use of detox supplements, the going over a person's history to help them to remove toxic, poisonous foods from their habits, but they don't even know they're toxic. And those skills really come from doctors who work with people one-on-one all the time, not somebody who's just prescribing medicine, or somebody who refers out for therapy, or somebody who refers for x-rays or MRIs and doesn't really even look at those MRIs themselves. Medicine has become very disconnected from what it really, from being a doctor. It's become more of a diagnostic acumen of getting diagnostics, of determining diagnoses, and then prescribing chemicals and procedures and therapies to try to change that symptomatology without really looking at the whole person. So it's no wonder that offices like mine at the Slim Body Laser Spa are so successful, because we sit down and listen to people. We do a history. I do a social. I listen and we go over what they're eating, their day-to-day habits, because your day-to-day habits are what build your health, or your day-to-day habits destroy your health. It's really one or the other. Either your daily habits, the things you do, are working towards building health and wellness and strength and being fit, or your habits are doing just the opposite. And one of the problem with a lot of the choices we make is we don't really know what's good for us and what's bad for us when it comes to tissue building, tissue repair, immune system strengthening. There are foods and stuff that's out there which are commonly eaten every day, which will 100% destroy your immune system. And those would be foods high in sugar. These would be the empty calories, the dead, devitalized, processed food. You might call it comfort food. These are the snacks and the chips and the crackers and the most of the products that you buy at the any convenience store or fast food store. I live on East Ocean Boulevard, and this morning, as I was coming to do my radio program, there's quite a line that goes through the DD, the Dunkin' Donuts, and I understand there's people like their coffee. And however, next to me, when this truck pulled out and I was right at the light, they were opening up their bag. And these people were definitely, were borderline obese just from the look of, I could tell by their face the weight they were carrying. And they were just, they were powering down. They had donuts stuffed in their mouth. And I just thought to myself, if they really knew how deadly that stuff is, if you do it every day. Now, hopefully that was just a one-time occurrence, right? I don't, I've eaten donuts myself. I'm not criticizing all donuts. Please don't be fooled to think I am. But if that is your main go-to because you didn't prepare your breakfast in the morning and you didn't have the time to eat and you overslept because you were up late on watching the news or something, and now you're stuck with time and you run in to grab something fast, this is a problem. And over time, it's going to lead to bad outcomes. It's going to lead to the need for medicine and the need for surgeries and the need for health insurance and the need for, medical suggestions and medical treatments, which, have been proven that and are the leading cause of preventable death at this point in America. Medical errors, 225,000 per year will die from medicine practiced improperly. It's not my statistic. In fact, that stat was produced during the Clinton presidency. The AMA looked at all the medical treatments in America, and they determined that 225,000 people died as a result of medical error. Now, and that's medicine practicing at its best. That statistic has not changed since that time. This is, you can look it up. Please don't think I'm making this up. And when people ask me, well, what do we do? I said, get healthy, work on your health, work on better habits, because you do not want to use that system. You do not want to have to go into that system. If you do, you want to make sure you did everything you could to stay out of that system. And that doesn't mean never getting an exam. That's not what I'm saying here. In fact, nobody is better at determining blood work, risk factors than the medical profession. However, you want to do habits that keep you out of there. And that's really what we're doing at the Slim Body Laser Spa. If I can motivate one person to eat better, to lose weight, to try the laser, to see how it works, and they can lower their body fat percentage, they can raise their metabolic rate, which means they have more energy. If they can become more hydrated, so the body is able to retain more water, and they're now able to move and exercise, I feel really good about that. And that's our goal. All right. Slim Body Laser Spa. We're located in Stuart on East Ocean Boulevard, right across the street from the Fresh Market. We are an essential business. We've been open since the COVID lockdown. It's just that people have fear about leaving their houses, fear about making any decisions. And right now, the statistic is really clear that most everybody that has been in this lockdown situation has gained anywhere between 6 pounds and 15 pounds in the 12 weeks they've been, at home. they call it the quarantine 15. That's the joke. It's trending on Twitter right now. I personally, I work hard at my weight. I gained 6 pounds in the last 3 months. And I have not gained any weight for over 7 years since I lost my weight in 2012. So if it can even get Dr. Tread, and it's because I can't get out. I'm not as active. I'm making meals that I had thought about. I'm buying too much food and I don't want to waste it. So I'm eating more, watching more TV. It creeps up on you. So if you were to gain 1 pound of weight a month, does that sound like a lot? I gained a pound, right? But what if you did it for 12 months? Every month, all you did was gain a pound. So at the end of a year, you're going to be 12 pounds over your normal weight. What if that goes to the second year? And now you've gained only 1 pound a month. This isn't like, oh my God. But you do it for a second year. Now you're up to 24 pounds overweight. Now your heart is having to adapt. Your bloodstream is your arteries are getting closed, are getting full of fluid and gook. Your systems are starting to shut down. Your knees and your joints are starting to ache because of that extra 24 pounds. Your body is trying really hard to regulate blood sugar. And so now it's starting to stay elevated. Your triglycerides are up. Your cholesterol is up. And you're only 25 pounds overweight. And it took 2 years to get there. Put a third year on that. Now, not only you're 24, now you're 36 pounds overweight. Yeah. Now you're getting into the obesity category. And it took you only 3 years to do it by only gaining 1 pound a month. This is why weight doesn't just jump on you. Weight creeps very slowly. And most people who have gained only 1 pound a month for 3 years or 36 pounds will tell you that their weight is normal. They don't see it. They don't feel it. They don't realize it because it was a slow creeping occurrence. Now, maybe a doctor will point it out in an exam. Wow. Do you know your age and your weight and your height has created you at a high risk for BMI? What does that mean, doc? Well, that means that your body is over, it should be 20% body fat. Now it's over 30 to 35%. You're obese. Well, how could I be obese? I haven't gained any weight in the last 2-3 months. My weight's been pretty much the same. Well, what about 3 years ago? Oh, well, that's because I'm getting older. My hormones, I've had some stress in my life and I'm just not exercising as much, doc. That's probably why. And you know what? It's the creeping of the weight. And I promise you this, if you don't change what you've been doing for the last 3 years, the fourth year is going to be another 12 pounds. And that's only 1 pound a month. The fifth year, now you're up to another 12 pounds. So now you're over 50 pounds overweight to 60 pounds overweight. This is how it happens, people. When you see these people on TLC, My 600-Pound Life, they didn't happen in a day or a year. They didn't have their thyroid pop and go out. This is from consistent, habitual overeating and not maintaining and keeping an eye on your weight. And then you become a victim of the medical industry. You become vulnerable to disease. You become a host, right? I like being a host for parties. I like being a host for taking friends fishing. I don't want to be a host for disease. I don't want to be a host for COVID. 80% of all the people that have been hospitalized from COVID have as their number one reason being overweight. 80% of those people that have to be hospitalized with COVID-19 are overweight and obese. What's your choice? Where are you at with that? Do you even know what your body fat is? Do you think it's okay? Well, here's a few things that you might want to look at. If you're a female, even if you're younger or older, and you put a tape measure around your belly, right where your belly button is, and it is over 35 inches, I don't care what your weight says or how much you exercise, you are in serious trouble. You're 40% more likely to die of heart disease, cancer, stroke, and be one of those 80% that if you were to get COVID would be hospitalized just by having a 35-inch circumference around your belly button. In a man, it's 40 inches. So if you're a guy, I'm not talking 40 inches below your belly, down around your pockets. I'm talking where your belly button is. Take a tape, stretch it around, look at the tape. If it is over 40 inches, you're 40% more likely to die of heart disease, cancer, stroke, and diabetes. And if you were to be infected with COVID-19, which seems to be happening a lot, even though they say they're asymptomatic, you're 80% more likely to be hospitalized. And you put that weight on 1 pound a month since you're retired. Got out of work, 63, took the early retirement, got the nice pension, sold your house up north, came down, and the weight has creeped on. Every month, just a pound. Next month, another pound. 2 years later, I'm 24 pounds overweight. 3 years later, 36 pounds. 4 years later, 48 pounds. 5 years later, you're almost 60 pounds overweight. And you blame, well, I'm getting older. It's my hormones. Yes, it is a little bit. You're older, but you should be smarter to make better choices. And, since you're not out looking for girls, you're not out looking for a relationship. Most of you aren't. Some are. You're not that concerned about how you look. And you don't want to give up the ice cream. You don't want to give up the skipping of the meals. You'd rather drink coffee because you think it's helping with your appetite, but it's really just causing you to lose all your body water because it's a diuretic. It's not giving you any nutrition. And again, 1 pound a month. 1 pound a month. So then you come into the weight loss center or office like mine, and I tell you, well, you're 30 pounds overweight. The BMI shows this problem, and safe weight loss is 10 pounds a month. And so you need to think about doing this for 3 months. And they look at you and they go, what? 3 months? You kidding me? I want 30 pounds. I see the shows. I'm at the Publix. I read the paper when I go buy those books. 20 pounds in 20 days, lose 35 pounds in 40 days. And I'm like, no. So that's not real. What? Why would they lie? Well, it's fake news. You haven't lost that much fat. Maybe you lost water, muscle tone, and fluid, but you sure haven't lost the fat. People don't understand that, and so they're frustrated and they don't know what to do. So, weight loss is really very basic. It's pretty simple. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure this one out, people. And it really begins with your food intake, how much food you eat. And there's what we learn as doctors about weight loss and about food intake and what you should eat and shouldn't eat. It really comes down to how many calories you're eating and how many calories you burn. So what the nutritional society has done is they have determined the amount of energy that comes from food called a calorie. And the way they determine calories is they actually burn a gram of that food source. So if you took a piece of broccoli that weighed a gram and you burned it with flame, the amount of heat that would be put off is called a calorie. Now, obviously, broccoli is not going to burn very good. It's got a lot of water, it's got fiber, and so it's going to have a very low calorie count. But if you take a gram of fat and burn fat, it's almost flammable, and it's going to burn much hotter. So that's going to have more calories. That's how they determine that. That's all that means. So your body utilizes food to make energy, and the process is burning those calories. That's why they call it burning energy. So when you eat broccoli or vegetables with a water base, they have a much lower caloric ability to burn energy. So thus, if you eat a plant-based diet, you're going to feel full faster than if you ate something that had a lot of calories. So there's a trick to losing weight. And one is you can choose foods which fill you up but have really low caloric counts. Or you could have food that is nutrient dense with a lot of calories, but they don't really fill you up. So you feel hungry all the time. So let me give you an example of that. If you were somebody who was going on a survival, say you were camping and you needed to make sure that you had some what they call energy bars. They have energy bars which are 2,400 calories in a pack. They're about as big as a Pop-Tart. They're not very big, and they're thicker. And within that 2,400 calorie energy bar are 2,400 calories. Now that's enough calories to sustain you for the whole day. Everybody knows that. However, when you eat that one amount that you could hold in your hand, you're going to feel your stomach is not going to be that full from it, even though you have the nutrition to power the body for a day. So you're going to want to eat more of it because in 4 hours, it's been digested and it's been in the system, and now the energy is being distributed, but your stomach is empty and you're hungry again. So the tendency is to eat another one of those bars 5 hours later, and now you put another 2,400 calories in. Now your body's way over your energy amount, so you're going to start making fat as a result of that. And before you go to bed, you're hungry again because that was 5 hours ago. So you eat another one of those super dense caloric energy bars. So, you managed to eat 8,000 calories in those 3 bars. Yet you were hungry all day long because it's didn't really fill you up. So what if you started your day with a huge salad with some protein in it? And the salad was as big as a salad bowl. Let's go crazy here. Let's say it's not 4 cups of salad. We're talking 8, double the size salad that you would get at one of these restaurants. It's enormous. And you got a couple pieces of protein. You would struggle to eat all of that because it would fill up your belly really, you would feel very full from all that food. Now, the amount of calories in it is like less than 500 to 600, mainly from the protein you ate, but you feel full. And then when you start to get hungry again, which will happen in 4 to 5 hours, you eat another big bowl of salad with some more protein. And you've eaten about 500 to 600 calories. And so now your total amount that you've eaten is under 1,500. And then it's evening and you have another big bowl of salad with protein on it. And you've only eaten another 400 or 500 calories because you had more protein with it. And at the end of the day, you're like, oh man, I can't eat another thing. I'm full. Now, you might be saying, I'm not going to eat that much salad. Well, you might want to try. It's a lot better than eating, something which is nutrient dense that makes you hungry all the time. This was really obvious to me when I had started eating almonds. So almonds are a great source of fat and protein, and they're healthy for you. So I went to when I was at Publix, and when I had changed my diet and started eating a lot better, I would buy the salads that they have, a pre-made salad, and then I would buy protein from the deli counter, and then I would eat the salad and the protein to get to get the nutrition from the salad and also to feel full. But I snacked on these almonds. And it's those bags that says Nuts About Florida. You know the almonds. They're no salt, and they're just raw almonds. Well, inside I would eat a handful, small hand, maybe 6 or 7 of them, and then 5 minutes later I'd have 5 or 6 more, and then I would have the snack. I'd have lunch, and then I would have a couple more handfuls during the day. Well, I could go through about half of that bag to the whole bag during the day, but I thought it was healthy because it's good oil, it's good protein. In other words, it's a good food source. Those almonds are good for you. When I looked at the caloric amount that an almond carried, that bag, it said the total servings within the bag was like, 10 or 15 servings. When you added them all together, there was over 3,500 calories in that one bag of almonds. And I would go through a bag a day, and I wondered why I couldn't lose weight. People tell me all the time, well, I eat nuts. Eat some nuts. Well, there's a lot of calories in nuts, and you don't feel very full afterwards. I used to like Triscuits, those wheat crackers. I still like Triscuit, but I'm really careful now. A Triscuit, one cracker with the salt, not the low sodium, is 30 calories in one Triscuit. So if you eat 6, you've now eaten 120 calories. Well, more than that, 180 calories. And I like to put cheese on it. I like to put a little, something on top of it. Now, so those 4 or 5 or 6 Triscuits with those cheese on it is pushing me into 400 to 500 calories. That's the same as eating a meal, but I don't feel full afterwards. So one of the tips to lose weight consistently is eating foods which are really low in calories, but have a lot of mass to it, a lot of bulk. And that's one of the benefits between a vegetable diet versus a processed food diet. Your body has to work extra hard to get the calories from vegetables, fruit, and lean proteins. It's a process. The body has to produce the enzymes. It has to move the food through your stomach and mix it. It's got to expend energy to chew it and to get the blood sugar out of it, to get the sugar out of the food. The body has to work extra hard. So you burn calories when you eat food that's in a natural, unprocessed state. When you eat food that's processed, that's already been processed for you, now there is no digestion necessary. There's no need to chew it. There's no need for the body to move it around and mix it with enzymes and juices. It gets blood sugar, bang, as soon as you drink it or eat it. Doritos, sodas, donuts, breads, pasta, creamy dressings, anything which is soaked, baked. These are processed, and that processing robs you of the energy that you would have used to digest it. So now you're getting what they call an insulin spike. The food you're eating is raising your insulin too quickly. And insulin's job is to either use the food for energy or make fat. That's what it does. It either takes those calories and moves it into the cell to give you work, or the excess will always be turned into fat. So it's the insulin spike. That's the problem. So you want to eat foods that have a low insulin spike. And those would be foods that are considered low glycemic. So the new way of looking at food is not calories anymore. It is what they call the glycemic index. Now, glycemic or glucose is what it means is how quickly that food you're choosing to eat is broken down and made into blood sugar, the speed of that. And the standard is considered table sugar. So if you took white table sugar, that has a glycemic index of 100. And what that means is as soon as you eat it and it dissolves in your mouth, goes into your system, it raises your blood sugar as high as it could possibly go. That's 100. All the other foods are compared against that 100. So a low glycemic food would be broccoli. It would be celery, really low. And then there's some foods that have more sugar in it, like beets. Beets have a higher glycemic index than broccoli because of beet sugar. Carrots, they have a lot of roughage, a lot of fiber, but they also they're sweet, and you have a carrot juice, they taste good because there's sweetness in it. They have a higher glycemic index than the broccoli or the green leafy vegetables. Cantaloupe, watermelon, that has a higher glycemic index because of the fructose. So they might be in the 50 or 60 range. Proteins, chicken, steak, fish, they have a very low glycemic index because there's no natural occurring sugar in there. So their glycemic index is in the middle too. Foods that have a high glycemic index would be your pastas, your noodles, your macaroni, your white bread, donuts. Because they've already been processed, as soon as you eat the food, it raises your blood sugar really fast. That's called high glycemic index. So just understand that. If you don't understand the glycemic index of the food you're eating, it's impossible to maintain your weight. It is so easy to put on a pound of weight every month, 12 pounds in a year, another year of a pound a month. Now it's 24 pounds. The third year, another pound a month, you're up to 36 pounds. And this could be by doing something as foolish as not understanding the glycemic index of the food you're eating. It's not about calories. All calories are not the same. A pound cake, 1,000 calories of pound cake is not the same as 1,000 calories of vegetables, I promise you. So if all you're looking at is caloric count, you will fail. You will become overweight. And if you break the 30% mark, you are 40% more likely to die of heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and stroke. And if you get COVID, you're 80% likely to be hospitalized. That's just the statistic. I'm not making that up. So if you need help, if you need guidance, you need to give us a call, Slim Body Laser Spa. It's my email is slimbodylaserspa@gmail.com. You can go online to my website. I have tons of contact pages. Click on it. You can also come in and schedule a free consultation with me. I mean, you don't even have to pay to come in and talk to me. I am there to help. If I can help one person to change their overall habits so they can start to lose weight next year, 2021, if you bring your body fat down below 25%, that's what we're shooting for, people, 25% or below, you will not care if you get the immunization for COVID. You won't matter to you because you'll be healthy. You won't need it. And when they come to you, try to hold you down, force that immunization and you can prove that you're healthy, they might not be able to do that. That is something I'd like to see that you shoot for. I would love to see you get to that point where you can have control of your life, because when you're sick and you're overweight and you're not doing the right things for your life, you're going to become a burden to the whole system. Think about that. It's not, and we laugh as we go in and slam another pizza. Or we laugh as we say, I'm just not going to drink water. I don't like water. I'd rather have it in tea, sodas, Gatorade, energy drinks, coffee. Exercise not for me. It's pretty hot out there. I don't really like to exercise, but you have a pool that you don't walk in or swim in or move around in. These are choices you make every day. Every day we make choices. We can make good ones or we can make bad ones. You're either moving towards health or you're moving away from health. There's really no other spot to be in. All right. I love you, man. I really do. I want you to be healthy. So let me tell you what I do. Here's my list. Write it down. Put your phone on, record. Siri, Alexa, please record Dr. Tread's what he does for health. Here's my to-do list. Number 1, drink at least a gallon of water each day. A gallon. Man, if all you can drink is a half a gallon, it's better than what I see in the office. Most people are really dehydrated. So I start out with a goal of drinking a gallon of purified water each day. When you look at survival and how much water each person should need for survival, like if you were to have no water, they recommend 1 gallon for each person each day. Just so you know that. Now, the way I drink the water is I try to gulp quite a bit in the morning when I need it the most. I can drink more at night for some reason. I'm thirstier at night before I go to bed. I think that's to do with blood sugar. But, for me, it's if I get half of it out of the way in the morning, so I have 2 big 16-ounce solo cups of water I drink when it's at room temperature, and that gets me started. And then pretty much for the rest of the day, it's cold water. I like cold water when I'm out sweating. But, you got to drink that gallon of water each day. Number 2, you have to exercise or move your body every day. Walk, jog, swim, practice yoga, do push-ups, leg lifts, make love. I don't care what you're doing to move your body, but you got to move your body every day. You stand up. You can look up, look down, stretch your arms backwards, move every joint every day in every way. It's a Chinese saying to move every joint every day in every way. This is an immutable law, people. This isn't my opinion. This cannot be ignored. If you ignore the law of movement, nature will slowly or quickly eliminate you. You're moving to distribute the fluids through the body. You're moving to bring the nutrition that you took into your system, and you're using movement to push it to all of the cells and all of the tissues in your body. Movement is how it gets pushed through, and movement helps to remove the toxins through the lymphatic system by moving. So when you sit there, eat food, get up, go to bed, watch TV, get up, go to bed, eat more, sit down, you're not moving anything through, and you're developing fluid accumulation. You're developing toxicity in your tissues. That's why you're stiff in the morning. That's why you can't get out. You got to move, people. It's a law. Number 3, eat live food. Lots of fresh veggies, low sugar fruit. At least 75% of what you eat should be plant-based and should be as natural and raw as possible to your ability to do that. It can be cooked, it can be steamed, you can have frozen vegetables, but you need to increase the amount of food. If the amount of food you eat is 75% plant-based, you're going to feel full more, you'll be more satiated, and you'll be losing weight. Number 4, eat high-quality protein, no processed meats. Cold cuts, deli cuts, sausages, they create inflammation. They're full of toxins and poisons. Number 5, I take supplements. I think everybody should take supplements. I know we're not getting much of these critically important nutrients in our food anymore. This is due to processing. Food that's been processed loses the nutrients. That's why they fortify. That's what fortification means. They're putting it back in because the process removes the good parts of it. So if you're eating a lot of processed foods, you need to supplement, people. Our culture, our Western diet is terrible. We must take supplements in the form of vitamins and minerals to be healthy. So this is my list of essential supplements. Now you can email me if you like a copy of this. I don't mind at all giving this to you, especially when you're under stress. Stress causes vitamin mineral depletion. So I take, besides a multivitamin and a multi-mineral supplement, I supplement with extra vitamin C. I take 1,000 milligrams twice a day. I also take an additional omega-3 fatty acids, and I do that 2 times per day, and I just do 2 capsules. I also take vitamin D. Vitamin D is made by the sun with cholesterol, and they're showing that we are in a huge deficiency of vitamin D on just about everybody, so you should be taking extra vitamin D. I also take vitamin A in the normal dosage, and I supplement with zinc. I take 30 to 50 milligrams of zinc per day. Now, zinc has been really to help kill viruses. I take a B complex, a multi-B complex, and this is the vitamin which gives you yellow urine, just so you know. That's how you know you're taking enough B vitamin. Now, I prefer liquid, natural, organic food supplements versus pills. Liquid vitamin products are more easily digested and absorbed than pills. I use a product called Intramax. If you're interested in knowing more about this, you're more than welcome to come into the spa. We can show you, teach you. I also am going to tell you, you shouldn't be overweight, man. Normal body fat should be less than 25%. So I want to push and move everybody to get their body fat checked. Go to a doctor, go to a gym, go online, put in your age, your weight, your height, your gender. It will give you a rough estimate of what your BMI is just by those numbers. If you want the real number, you can come into the spa, come in for that consultation. I don't mind doing a BIA for anybody that comes in there. I mean that. We really want to be helpful. When you know your BMI, you can actually maybe make a change. I'm looking at my BMI right now. You know what it says? 25% body fat. It used to be 34 7 years ago. It says I need to lose 19 pounds. I wonder about that. As long as that'll get my body fat down to, it wants my body fat at 19%. That's pretty low. I don't really want to be 200 pounds again. So anyway, and my resting caloric intake is 2,400 calories. That's not bad. All right. You're listening to the Slim Body Laser Spa. You know where I'm located. I'm in Stewart on East Ocean Boulevard. My website is drtredslimbodylaserspa.com. We have free consultations. We got room, you know, we're just getting back. We're having lots of people coming back in. You won't be alone, but you will be protected. Hey, I really appreciate you tuning into the show and all the good feedback I get, the emails, the texts. It's just wonderful. So we will see you back here next week. And remember, stay thin, be well, and be, as Evan would say, be kind to one another.